Hi, lovelies. Hi, lovelies. Hi, lovelies. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sarah Martucci. I'm a psychic medium, certified crystal healer, paranormal investigator. Guys, I like doing all the weird shit. Hey, if it's got just strange, a question mark, there's a mystery. I get to investigate. Bigfoot, I am fucking there, especially if there's cheese. Oh my god, or a donut. I literally line the way with donuts and I'll just meet you there. I will just meet you there. For those of you for those of you that have never been here before, this is where I do the free weekly. It's where I do Astrofuckery and I pull three piles of cards. You choose any and all that you're drawn towards. But first, we speak on some astrology for the week. And I try to find ways in which I can take like what's happening here and hopefully help us to use it practically within our fucking lives. Do you know what I mean? Because I know sometimes out there it can seem like a lot of mumbo jumbo or a lot of crazy talk, but if you just don't understand the language, well then yeah, it's not going to make a whole lot of sense. So hopefully, especially if you're new to astrology, you're trying to get into it, you've been my follower for a while, I'll focus on like two kind of major themes, then we'll just try to integrate it into our week and do the best we can. There's something to be said for blooming where the fuck you are planted. Okay? All right, with that being said, you guys, this Thursday, we've got Venus conjunct Mars, y'all. You're probably gonna be hearing this all week. People are gonna be freaking the fuck out. They're gonna be like the divine masculine, divine feminine are coming together. Twin flames, this is your fucking sign. Everybody shit a brick. It's fucking happening. Can we hold on for a second, guys? Okay. Listen, that's not to say that that couldn't happen for some people here, because I know Venus, at least within our society, our community, a lot of times it's kind of developed into that, where it's just representing the female, the feminine. Mars, representing here the masculine male. That's not always the case, y'all. Sometimes the female can be the Mars one. Sometimes the guy can be the more passive one, the Venus one. You know what I mean? And both in the sign of Aquarius. I don't know. Listen, to me, the flavor of Thursday is if there's something hot and spicy going on, it's probably with a friend or within a friendship, or something's getting deeper here within an important friendship. Because, guys, again, the sign of Aquarius, both of these, Mars and Venus, are going to be in Aquarius. And again, when it's conjunct, they're in the exact same sign. They're squaring the fuck off, like in a good way. They're do-si-doing, like, hey, if you will. And so this is a dance. But they're on the same vibe. They're on the same wavelength. Remember too, Venus is very much about what we value. She wants to chill, man. She wants to have a good time. Don't ruin her fucking fun. You better be coming with the sweet smelling, good tasting, high energy, good fucking times. And if she gets to relax while doing so, extra fucking points. Okay. Feed her grapes and bonbons. All right. Now with Mars, this is like our drive, not just our sexual drive, but like this is like our actual drive. It's the ruler of Aries. And so there's a champion aspect to Mars too, where we're going to jump in, we're going to do things both feet first without sometimes thinking. Okay, so when these two planets are conjunct here, and again, in the sign of Aquarius, this is an air sign. What we're thinking and speaking about is deeply important. This is about the wider group, the friendship group, my networks, how I'm active within those communities too, and what types of activism are calling towards me. So for Thursday, this could play out a couple ways. This could be around a relationship. Maybe there's a friendship here that gets taken to the next level. Doesn't even have to be romantic, y'all. This can just be like we're finally maybe we're seeing eye to eye on something. We're normally like maybe we wouldn't. Okay. Maybe also too, again, this could go a romantic route. Like maybe there's a friend here that turns into something more. We realize that there's something more going on here. And so, it just makes sense, or we're just vibing. This is the jam and we're making it happen. For some of you guys, maybe also too, this could be about like with Venus here, what we value, taking action with Mars here on something that we value and we give a fuck about. And in the sign of Aquarius, maybe this is a thought that we have, maybe an app we want to start, or, I don't know, just a general idea that maybe we're ready to talk about, take action on. We understand that we absolutely value this. Maybe there's some kind of monetary value in it. And so maybe if there's an offer that comes in on Thursday, maybe this is something to think about and to take it. Make sure that you've got the energy for this fucking thing on Thursday, no matter how the fuck this shows up, okay? But again, Aquarius here, and especially in the sign of Venus, this is highlighting the friendships. The friendships are the most important. And so again, if we can't start at friendship, or if we aren't friends first, you ain't getting through the door. If we don't have that mental connection here with that air sign, you ain't getting through the door. Okay? Man, especially if you come off as dumb. Woo! Nothing shuts it down for Venus like a dumb bubblegum in the sign of Aquarius. Okay? Straight up. Because listen, in some signs with Venus, it actually is an attractant if you're dumb. Okay? You know, vibes out for my Venus and Aries girls. All right? But the deal is here. I think the deal is here. Thursday is going to be spicy in some way, shape, or form. This is pumping up the volume. And again, we realize we value something and we're ready to take action around it. And so Thursday, use that for a good day for jumping off point. Just make sure it makes fucking sense, okay? And again, do I have the fucking drive and energy for this? Or is this, I'm just excited in the moment? Extra points if this has to do with our friends. The idea comes from friends, working with friends, and our friends turns into something more. This could even just be a business partnership, okay? We went from friends to business partners, all right? So just be careful with some of the talk out there. It doesn't always have to be so black and white. It doesn't always have to be so masculine and feminine. It doesn't always have to be this hyperfixation on romantic issues. And maybe also too, with Venus being in Aquarius, there's a highlight here, or maybe a gentle reminder this week, that obsession around romantic relationships, around romantic issues is an absolute pulse, pullback, something speaking to us here about some trauma in our childhood, okay? So if we're obsessed with love relationships, if we're obsessed with shit, sit down, do some work, my darling, my love, okay? Because not everything has to be romantic. Or maybe can we see past that to the deeper friendship that's actually at play here? All right? All right, you're like, shut the fuck up, Sarah. I get it, okay? I get it. I'm just saying. Pay attention this week in ways in which we can help ourselves. Because again, that obsession there, especially with Mars and Venus in the mix, it can kind of get a little bit that way, you know? Pluto's always never far behind, right? Well, especially in the sign of Aquarius, it is. You know, it's right fucking there staring at the whole thing. Pluto can talk about our obsessions, okay? So again, just make sure that this is healthy, this makes sense, this is a good, solid friendship. And whatever we take, or wherever we take this in the next iteration, may it be based in valuing each other, respecting each other and each other's fucking boundaries, and being on the same fucking page, and being at the core fucking friends, okay? All right, let's move on to the other big fucking deal this week, which is going to be a full moon on Saturday in the sign of Virgo. So get ready to nitpick. Get ready to organize. Get ready to just be fucking attracted to anything that's a chaotic mess. Hey, I love you, Virgos. God, I love you guys. I personally have Virgo rules my second house. And so second house is traditionally ruled by Taurus, and it's the I have house. So for me, I'm just very particular about the things that I do have. I like them organized. I like them set up in a certain way. Like, it needs to make sense. Like, I know the value of like every single fucking stone I have. If you think I'm kidding, you have no fucking idea. Okay, I know exactly what I paid for, what the fuck I paid for. And also too, just like knowing the value. Like, I like seeing the things increase. I like investing. Virgo is, I don't know, I just love the sign of Virgo. Also, one of my brothers is a Virgo, so I just have a lot of love and respect for that sign. They're incredibly fucking funny. A lot of people don't know unless you're close to the Virgo. Like, they are so dry, so dead on with their fucking humor. Like, you will pee your fucking pants. And all they're doing is just observing what the fuck is going on. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they're doing anything special. They're just saying, hey, you bunch of dummies. And you're going to hear that a lot from a Virgo. Hey, you bunch of fucking dummies. Because honestly, they really do see it best. They're able to kind of stand back here. Even though they're an earth sign, they're not so much stubborn about things. They're able to kind of stand back, look at things, you know, from a different point of view. These guys are actually, even though they're an earth sign, they're ruled by Mercury. Okay, so they got a million tabs open. Information is fucking power. They're incredibly quick mentally. Oh my Jesus. Just incredible brains, incredible memories, incredible recall. And again, this is the sign that like holistically is trying to work together all systems in order to heal. It's also the sign of service. It's the sign of mother. So I think Virgo here with this full moon, maybe we're looking at things in a holistic sense, especially after Thursday, after what we value, maybe we're taking action on it. Maybe this full moon's really shining a spotlight on what maybe gets us mentally going. Maybe there's a missing link here that maybe we need to heal something, bring it into synergy with the rest of the fucking deal. This would be a great time to sit down and really get detail oriented around what the fuck you're looking at. This needs to fucking make sense, again, with this earth sign. Now, here's the fucked up part. Okay, with this full moon, I'm pretty sure it's either, and I'll refine this in the description, it's either opposite or square. Mercury itself, again, which is its ruling planet. So this full moon is not only going to highlight how maybe we need to get more detail oriented, we need to make sure that the information that's coming in makes sense, it actually applies. We're not just making things fucking make sense, okay? This actually needs to, we got to taste it, touch it, see it, smell it. It needs to be real. And so we're kind of looking at things with a very fine, detailed tooth and comb or magnifying glass. Okay, so this would be a great time to maybe look at your finances, maybe to look at your health in some way, shape, or form, to find better ways to organize yourself or schedule yourself, especially around your day or your actual schedule, maybe for work here. Really deciding for ourselves, what makes the most sense and how do I make this run more smoothly so I can do the things in my day that I actually want to fucking do, right? I think with it also too, being with a square off with its ruling planet, there might be a little bit of a feel this Saturday of like a mini Mercury retrograde. Okay, so maybe things aren't, information isn't processing, things are kind of slow, people are a little wackadoodle on the fucking road. Just, do your best not to flip everybody the fucking bird. You never know when you might meet a psycho, okay, or somebody's had the fuck enough. So just be careful this weekend in terms of, all that stuff. At least in that respect, if we're looking at things or if you're feeling like maybe one of the issues this weekend is we feel like we're either being nitpicked at or being micromanaged in some way, shape, or form. So maybe also too, don't be afraid to set up boundaries with people, places, and spaces and say, it doesn't work that way for me. The more you do that, the more anxious I get. You got to let me do my fucking thing. Let me cook. Let me fucking cook. Okay? So don't be afraid to set those boundaries and just be cognizant of what the fuck is going on, okay? And then when in doubt, or if we gotta organize something, sit down, face it, organize it. You're gonna feel so much fucking better after you do that. This would also be a great full moon to get rid of shit in your fucking house or in your life that ain't fucking working, okay? So don't be afraid to purge, to let go, release, donate stuff. Whatever the fuck we got to do. Let it the fuck out of your system. Let it the fuck out of your house. Let it the fuck up out of your heart so that you can fully and completely heal. Okay? Okay. Last thing I want to say that same day, we also have, I think Venus is square Jupiter later that day. So the full moon is at the beginning of the day, I think Eastern time. It's like in the morning time. And then I think more towards the evening, Venus goes square with Jupiter. So we might be going to excess, okay? Whatever, maybe during the day, I don't know, for example, maybe we got rid of stuff we were purging. And then at the end of the day, we're like, you know what? I have so much extra room, I can go buy extra shit. Hey, just be careful. With Venus and Jupiter, like we cannot help it. We're going to overeat. We're going to overspend. We're going to over fucking do it. Over drink. Just chill the fuck out on Saturday evening, okay? Remember, full moon still in full fucking effect. And people might be a little hyphy. Okay? Watch your words on Saturday. Make sure that you say what you mean and you mean what the fuck you say. Because especially with that, square off to fucking Mercury, like this might have some lasting effect, or it might end something here with the full moon. Okay? I love you guys. Just remember, we fucking got this. Okay? We motherfucking got this. Please, I'm begging you to trust yourself. Okay? And again, just know this week, like, be cognizant, pay attention to what the fuck is going on, and make sure it makes fucking sense. All right? All right. If you guys are ready, you're done with Astrofuckery. I sure the fuck am. Meet me in the next screen. I'm going to pull the 3 piles of cards, choose any and all that you're drawn towards, and I'll talk to you guys soon. As soon as I talk shit, on the astrology part, these cards like to come in and be like, fuck you, Sarah. All right. Card pile number 1. Y'all got some interesting fucking cards this week. Let's fucking talk about it. Let's fucking talk about it. Your first card is a major arcana card. Talk about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. Y'all got the Empress. Second card you got is the 10 of Wands. Then get this motherfucking shit. The last card you got is a major arcana card, and you got the Emperor. And if you guys didn't watch the Astrofuckery, you probably should, because I was really like, everybody calm the fuck down. This isn't divine masculine, divine feminine, twin flame, you know, all the other stuff that the community usually says. You guys know I'm not really into that. Like, I want to do embodied, loving relationships that are healthy. And I just found with forgive me for making so much fun of it. It's just, especially with that Netflix thing that came out about, you know, twin flames. It's just, it never vibed with me. I don't know. It's just always kind of giving me the ick. Just because I feel like, it just makes me nervous around relationships. A lot of people trauma bond, you know, a lot of people don't know how to sit down and just face their own shit or go back to their childhood. And again, the romantic obsession, it goes back to some type of childhood trauma here that we got to sit down and deal with. All right. So you're like, oh God, so you're really going to do this on card pile number 1? Yes, I am. All right. Just because I want healthy relationships for you guys. Okay. Everybody deserves that. Now, again, the Emperor stands for, like, this is the ultimate king. There is no king above this guy. The Emperor here is a major arcana card. Again, talking about like a major figure coming on the scene here to either fuck our shit up or help us. I found traditionally that the Emperor, it depends on the other cards around him, but I found him to be pretty protective, loving, loyal. I like him in this modality. Can I also say that the fire signs had to have multiple levels here to get mature, okay? You can see that with some of the other elements too, but holy Jesus, fire element, okay? Because it's not only the Knight, then you get the King of Wands, and then we got the Emperor. Like, come on, y'all. Okay. But with the Emperor here, you know, this guy, it's traditionally he's an Aries. I would also take Leo, Sagittarius aspects here too. Looking at the Sun, Moon, Rising, innermost planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, heavy fire placements within the chart. Okay. But the Emperor here, when he's embodied, he's here to be, and he's present in the moment, because look at him, he's facing us. Okay. So he's able to be here and present in the moment. He's not freaking out about the future. He's not stuck in the future. The grass isn't always greener with this guy. He knows what the fuck he has. He's also probably older. So he's usually our age or older showing up on the scene. This is more of the energy that you got to take on. A quicker synopsis of that, which is like, we're about to be taken into a really powerful time of standing in our fucking power, being initiator, being the one in power. This is main character vibes, babe. Okay. And so no longer are we going to be playing second fiddle. We can't. And so we've got to step up, take charge, make the initiative on something. The Emperor here too, maybe on the lesser degree, when he's not so embodied, can really be about like power and control dynamics. Wanting to know everywhere that you're fucking going. You don't get a moment by yourself. Need to know every fucking, send, pics wherever the fuck you are. It just doesn't leave you the fuck alone. You can't just like live your life. So power and control issues, maybe has anger issues here. Also too with the fire element, maybe there's a background here with the military, police officer, firefighter, acts of bravery, usually Archangel Michael's with these guys. And so there's serving and protecting kind of element to that the work they do or how they kind of are in the world. But here, I want to say for the most part, the Emperor very much is a family man. He's taking care of his family. Everything is for his fucking family. He just wants to protect them and serve them and love them and be here with them in this present moment. Maybe also because of his past was so hot damn summer in the city. We've lived a little. We're a little long in the tooth now. We're able to settle the fuck down a little bit. And again, just gives us a different perspective, especially everything that we've been through. We've lived our fucking life, okay? And so we've learned something here. This guy can also be like a connector, a mentor in some way, shape, or form. He knows everybody. Everybody knows him. This is the person. This is where the fuck it's at. And on top of that, man, he brings the fun. All right? He's an ass load of fun, straight up. This guy knows how to fucking party. Now, with the 10 of Wands. Oh, I'm sorry. Last thing with the Emperor. I want to say it stands for the number 4, so I'm going to be referencing the month of April, the 4th of a month, 4 days, 4 weeks, because it's a fire element. I would say this would be more like 4 days, 4 weeks, because fire moves very fast. All right. Now, the next card, the 10 of Wands. Like, this card's heavy, man. This is hard. Okay, the 9 of Wands previously is about like, yo, you know, there's something in our way. We got to move through it. We just got to get through this obstacle. Knowing that there's one more obstacle, one more issue, not giving up. Almost like, you know, Captain America, you know, his origin story where he's like, when he was skinny and weak before he got the, you know, he got big and buff. You know, the guy's beating the shit out of him and he's like, I could do this all day. You know what I mean? I just want to say here, like the 9 of Wands kind of has that feeling. Like, I could do this all, keep beating the shit out of me. I could do this all day. I don't give a fuck. I have an idea about where I'm going and nobody's going to stop me. It doesn't matter. And so I do want to say that's my can't stop, won't stop card. But with the 10 of Wands, it's like, baby, we have to stop. We need to chill because this is too much. We're overburdened, overworked. There's too much on our shoulders. There's too much. If you notice the chick in the card, there's a chandelier hanging over top of her and she's tied to it. So she could very much walk away. She could very much get up and move away from this, but she's so overburdened, so overworked. Like, all we got to do is delegate. Usually when this card comes up, it's the number one thing I say to people, fucking delegate. You don't have to be doing this all by yourself. It is too much. But also with the number 10, this is talking about like the end of a cycle here. And so we realize we can't burn the candle to 84 different ends. I can't do burnout anymore. This isn't working. Or just kind of feeling alone and taking care of burdens and work here. It's just too fucking much. No, thank you. Also with the number 10, there's going to be a reference to the month of October, 10 weeks, 10 days. Again, with Wands here, I'm looking 10 days, 10 weeks. Okay. Again, this energy moves rather fast. But again, that callback here to the month of October or around the 10th of a month. But again, I like this card in the sense that like this is the end of that cycle. We recognize we can't do this anymore. Something's got to change. And then finally, the final Arcana card was the fucking Empress. Like, this would, I think in the tarot, would be considered the counterpart to the Emperor's, the Empress. Hello. And so with the Empress here, she is very much, she's the ultimate queen. There is no queen above her. She's very much ruled by Venus here. And so she also rules like what we value: money, beauty, love, chilling the fuck out, you know, eating our favorite fucking chocolate. What do we value? What the fuck do we care about? And so Venus kind of has us, you know, sitting in that space and kind of really facing those things. And we're more in the receptive end, where the Emperor's more going out there, taking action, making things happen. Venus is more reflective. She's more receptive. She sits in her place of power by allowing options to come into her so that she can choose what she wants best. I kind of dig that. I'm not mad about it, girl. Also, too, the Empress is like the ultimate mother card, too. And so she needs to either be giving birth to children and or projects. This lady's busy, okay? So I do want to say, at least in this deck, I see her very much as the entrepreneurial queen. She's there making clothing. And so also, too, extra points this week. If you make clothing, if you're in a creative job or you're trying to work towards something creative here, all of this is beautiful. Now, if we were looking for a yes or no this week, y'all, this just fucking depends. But it just feels like with the 10 of Wands in between these two cards, we're at odds about something. Something's not working here. Maybe both people. So maybe long story short, yes or no this week, this would be a no. Okay. Especially if we're working with in cahoots with another person, unless or until we can get on the same fucking level. Somebody here feels like they're carrying too much or they don't have a partner in some way, shape, or form. All right. Which takes us into love and relationships. There's that. All right. There might be a callback here to, oh, I forgot to say too, the Empress stands for the number 3. So I'm looking towards March. So there might be a call here towards March and April, maybe a call back to the month of October, maybe the 3rd, the 4th, the 10th of a month. Pay attention. Okay. Maybe here, maybe for some of the females, they're feeling like their person, their husband, the person they're in relationship with, everything's on their shoulders. They got to take care of the kids. They're also working a full-time job and they're coming back and cleaning the house. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? That doesn't fucking work. It doesn't fucking work. And so this doesn't fucking work. I'm overburdened, overstressed, overworked. I have zero time for me. And no, thank you. Absolutely not. Something's got to change here. This is not working for me. And so we got to sit down and have a conversation. But again, something's coming to an end here. It feels like either maybe here the Emperor's ready to finally fucking listen. or maybe he's ready to finally get out there and take action on something that we've been asking for a while. This could be as simple as a honey-do list. This could be as difficult as maybe somebody needing to get to therapy and take care of themselves. All right. So I just do feel like we've hit a period here where this can no longer continue. And so we've got to make a decision. We're at a crossroads. And with these major arcana cards, this is a huge theme right now. I do want to say, did I forget something here? Because I feel like I forgot something to say something with the Empress. We'll get to it. We'll get to it, okay? This is around any other love and relationships. Maybe this is around some of the men in relationships with the important females in their life. Again, I feel like I'm taking on too much. I'm doing too much shit. This doesn't fucking make sense. Where the fuck is my partner at? And so, again, sitting down, having a conversation and saying, hey, this isn't working. I do want to say, because it's in between the both of them, it's maybe there's a feeling here for a lot of relationships, whether this is friendship, love, family, it doesn't fucking matter. Neither one of us is feeling as though we're getting the help and the support that we need. And so how do we come into better alignment? How do we actually work here so that we can take care of each other, right? And so maybe March and April we'll have some of us here taking action on what's important, making sure that we're listening to our partner, we're showing up for them in the ways in which they've asked. Maybe we're working here better as a partnership. Maybe also too, after a serious period of difficulty, we have absolutely come through it. Maybe we've learned something here around our work and the way that we work together. And there's something that can be and should be improved upon. Maybe we're both ready to hear that right now and do better for each other. Do better for this relationship, okay? This is actually really positive in that fucking sense. But for some of you guys, and you'll know whenever it resonates for you, because for some of you guys, you're in contact, you're in communication. We're seeing things move that way. For those of you that aren't in contact or there's difficulty here, this might be the ending of something. Maybe we've had enough. This is it. We're ready to let something go. And this could be working for the masculine or the feminine here. And you know what, too, guys? Fuck the genders, all right? So if you're a female that's into females, God bless. If you're a dude that's into other dudes, God bless. So whatever your orientation here, it just feels as though maybe whatever our partner is here to us in terms of relationship, it's not working. It's not. And so maybe we've got to let something go here because the burden or the carrying it all is just too much and the other person isn't open to hearing. Okay. Now I do want to say here, okay, before y'all at me, or when you guys at me, for some of the masculines here, the Emperor is known for going out and taking action. The Empress is known for sitting back and receiving and listening. The Emperor is not. So for some of the dudes that are watching here today, I'm fucking begging you, sit down and do your goddamn fucking work. Sit down and face yourself. Make sure that you're not putting everything on your fucking partner, expecting them to do every single goddamn fucking thing. It doesn't fucking work. You're not setting up a happy, healthy, connected connection. Okay? Sit down and face yourself. Is that the shit that you grew up with, watching your parents? Did you have a rough relationship with your mama? We gotta sit down. We gotta face that shit. Something's coming out in our relationships now that like where we're taking advantage of, or it's not balanced in any way, shape, or form. And I do want to say, like, you've met your match here, y'all. So especially for some of you guys that are letting go of a relationship, this is heartbreaking. Maybe because we really felt like this was the person, this was the one, but that person's unavailable in some way, shape, or form to sit down and face and deal with it. And that's fucking heartbreaking, and I'm fucking sorry. But hear me right now. Whatever loss that we have here is actually a liberation, okay? And that whatever we're letting go of here, may it make room for a better partnership that actually aligns with what the fuck you want and what's important to you. Please and thank you. Now, if this is around work, guys, this feels like this could be a couple different things. For some of you guys here, we might be working, we might be working with a heavy hitter within our industry. This might be a very high profile, high pressure project that we might be working on here. It just feels like we're collaborating with others that are on our fucking level, and this just feels like maybe it's out of our wheelhouse. For some of you guys that are feeling that way, stop that shit right the fuck now. You would not be invited to do this thing if you couldn't fucking handle it. You wouldn't be invited and asked to do this thing if you didn't have the fucking talent, okay? You would not be a part of this fucking thing if you weren't it, okay? It found you and you said, yes, step up to this. How can we delegate, or maybe how can we talk about some of these things or work in better partnership with the people on our team or the people we're supposed to be working with, so that everybody's on the same fucking page and everybody's doing the exact same amount of work for the most part, you know, at least around what the hell we said yes to, okay? Just make sure that we're not carrying it all ourselves, especially if this is a group project, because that's planet bullshit. Make sure we're working together so we're not overworked, overburdened, and or we might be considering bringing another person into this situation to kind of help us offload some of the fucking burden around work and career. For some of you guys, you don't feel seen by a superior, and you know full well that you've got the talent, the gifts, and the ability. Maybe it's time to start looking somewhere else that actually fucking sees you. How about that? How about that? Okay? So if you're feeling here that somebody doesn't see you, they're not looking at you, you're working your ass off, and there's been no reward, recognition, like they're not paying you the amount that you fucking deserve, like, we've got to rework this, because you bring something here that maybe this person is taking advantage of, okay? So just make sure that we're in the right spaces and places that are honoring our fucking energy. And if somebody's unable to recognize, see, show up, maybe even come through with something that they promise in terms of work and career, then it's time to go somewhere else, okay? Okay, honey? Okay. Maybe around our health here, for some of you guys, oh, man. For some of you guys, we might be dealing with a mother and father figure together. Maybe here too, you're overburdened because maybe some of you guys have mom and dad at home and maybe you're taking care of everything. Or maybe you're going to mom and dad's place and taking care of fucking everything. Is there not another sibling? Is there not another person? Can we not get in like the visiting angels, whatever the fuck those, people are called, to come in and help with things? Because it just feels like you are so overburdened, so overworked. Do you have time for yourself? Do you even have time to fucking pee? Do you know what I mean? Or like eat some food. Like, this isn't working, darling. Okay, and again, there might be a callback here to the month of October, or again, we're just done, son. We can't do this shit anymore. And so for some of you guys, we got to deal with like the health issues that are happening with a mother and father figure, or important male and female figure here within our lives. Just making sure that like they're taken care of, and they've got the support that they need. This might just be above our pay grade. So stop thinking that you can handle something that's out of your fucking hands. Okay? Okay. Maybe for some of you guys too, we need to do some genealogy, okay? Maybe for some of you guys, this is interesting. Some of you guys might be adopted, and so we can't, maybe we're having, some health issues, and we're adopted, and we don't know who mom and dad are. And so we feel like some kind of serious difficulty here in terms of knowing what kind of health issues might be passed down here. And so maybe we got to do a full-on blood test, or maybe one of those genealogy tests or gene tests, okay? So we can see what the hell's going on within us. I just feel like for the most part around health and healing this week, it feels like this more or less has to do with the mother and father figure. And we're just trying to figure out where the fuck to get them, how to take care of them. And I just think it's maybe the father figure's got some mental health issues going on, Alzheimer's, dementia. Okay. Mama here, I feel like might have some arthritis, sight issue problems. Okay. There's some interesting things going on. Guys, for anything else this week with card pile number 1, y'all, whatever we're doing here around our relationships, just make sure that you're not the one carrying everything. This doesn't fucking work, all right? Maybe also, too, there might be talks here of maybe having a child, okay? And so maybe that has just been a really touchy subject. And maybe like somebody being too touchy about it is coming to an end. We might have a period coming up here where we can actually discuss this and see what the fuck we want to do, okay? But again, this difficult period is coming to an end with the 10 here. It can't continue on like this anymore. And so how do I take care of my mental health? How do I speak on the subjects that are overwhelming me and ask for more help here? And then if the person responds with a no, or they don't show up with their actions, then we know what action to take. Okay, which is taking care of yourself and focusing on you and do what the fuck you got to do for your own damn self. All right, whatever happens this week, guys, you fucking have it. All right, just make sure we've got equal partnerships and we're not carrying everything all by ourselves. And if you're the one that's letting your partner carry everything, it's time to sit down and do the fucking work, babe. All right? No more of that bullshit. If you say you're going to be in a partnership, walk your walk, talk your fucking talk. All right? All right. Let me know if this pile resonated for you. All right, card pile number 2. Y'all got some interesting fucking cards. Let's talk about it. First one's a major arcana card. Talk about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. You guys got the Wheel of Fortune. Next card you got is the Five of Cups. That's been following some of you guys around for a couple weeks now. We'll talk about it. And then finally, we got the Eight of Cups. All right, card pile number 2. Look, the long and skinny of it is I feel like it's time for some of y'all to move on from something here. Okay. We'll get to that. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune here, again, this is a major arcana card. Talk about like a major pivot point that we're coming to in our life. And we just got to make sure that like we're making the right decisions for us, okay? Also, too, with it being the number 10, there might be a reference call back to the month of October, around the 10th of a month, 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months. You get the fucking jam. The Wheel of Fortune here talks about destiny and fate. There's purpose to what we're doing here. There's purpose calling towards us, okay? With the Wheel of Fortune here, too, it's something is finally moving in our favor, traditionally, whenever this card shows up. And so, am I blooming where the fuck I'm planted? Am I working with what the fuck I got in front of me? Because listen, at any point, the wheel could be good or bad. How are we working with the energy at play? And are we making it work for us? Bloom where the fuck you're planted. Also paying attention to the cycles of our life. And so what's going on here? Is there something that's coming around on repeat? Is there something, did I have a rough childhood with one of my parents, maybe both of my parents? And within my relationships here, is there something rolling the fuck back around that reminds me of that time? ... Okay, that kind of jam. The Wheel of Fortune, though, usually, though, is a beautiful indicator. And if you guys notice on here, like, we can feel time burning. Now, the water in the background's nice and calm and clear. This says to me, like, this is actually a very emotionally clear, cognizant time. We're able to be present. We're not all over the place. Maybe we're even able to get a different perspective or stand back for a second and look at something from a different point of view. Maybe from a time period, or maybe like looking at something like the last 10 years. Do you know what I mean? Like a reflective point. And so we're able to look at this and we can feel time of burning, and we know that we got to go fucking do something about it. Traditionally, also, too, the Wheel of Fortune is a yes card. Now, with the Five of Cups here, this is the card that keeps chasing around a couple of us here. Five of Cups is my grief card, y'all. Five of Cups is no fucking joke. With Cups here, it's going to talk about our emotions and where are we emotionally. So it's a call to be present and here in the moment. Usually there's some kind of grief rolling around in the background. This is a card of squabbling, of fighting, of, you know, just difficulty kind of happening here, and just there's some kind of grief, maybe some kind of loss that's rolling around in the background, and it's affecting us unconsciously, or it's affecting us in ways that we're not even fucking cognizant of. We're pushing people away, keeping them at arm's length. We're not letting people get close, maybe because we're scared to lose again, okay? But with the Five of Cups here, it's a call to face those emotions, face your intuitive pings that are coming up for you right now, and to question your actions around some of the fighting and the fuckery that's going on. You know, is it really the other person, or are you getting fucking triggered? It could even be both, okay? But we got to sit down and face ourselves in some way, shape, or form. Also, too, with the number 5 here, there's going to be a reference back to the month of May, or to the month of May, around the 5th of a month, 5 days, 5 weeks, you get it. With Cups here, this moves kind of slow, not as slow as Earth, so I would probably say like weeks, months, okay, if we're looking at a time frame. And then finally, guys, with the Eight of Cups, this is another difficult card because, again, it's cups, it's water, it's how we feel about something. It's not an easy card because we have to move away from something that we emotionally give a fuck about, that we put time, energy, farts, and love into, right? And, like, we don't want to let this thing go, but, like, traditionally, after the Eight of Cups is the Nine of Cups. And so we've got to move towards our happiness, our joy. Something here is calling to us. And guys, listen, this can be as simple as a new type of popcorn came out. You love your old kind, but a new kind came out. And in order to get that new kind, you got to say no to getting the old kind this week. You see what I'm saying? Okay? Could be as simple as that. Or this really could be as difficult as like an important relationship where it's like you wanted to be with somebody for so long, but you know, you put all this love, energy, whatever into it, but You realize now that your happiness actually lies somewhere else, or on working in this, or through working this. I now understand where my happiness actually lies. And so we've got to say no to something here in order to say yes to something else. We just got to make a choice. And listen, not always with the Eight of Cups, we don't always have to let it go. He's just leaving it there on that place. He's not dumping it in the water, so he can always return and come back and get it. But for right now, we've got to leave something behind so that we can move forward towards happiness, healing, some kind of joy here. Now, if we were looking for a yes or no this week, I don't know, guys. I would say for me, this feels like a no. And it's only because something's been on repeat here around our grief, or something that we got to walk away from. Okay. Now, that being said, in terms of love and fucking relationships, doggies. For some of us this week, we realized that like this chaos and fuckery that we've been going through with somebody is never going to fucking stop. This is actually the cycle. Maybe we recognize and we see it now, and like, this is no longer fucking working for us. And so even though we don't want to move away, like, we've got to fucking go. We just feel like we need to leave the situation. We need to let it go. And that maybe also too, leaving here would free us up in order to do something that we feel like we're being called towards. Okay. And so I would just say this week, this would be interesting. Also too, with the Eight of Cups, there's going to be reference to the month of August. Okay. Or around the 8th of a month, 8 weeks, 8 days, 8 months. Again, water, I'm looking at weeks and months. Interesting. Maybe there's a call here to the month of August, the month of October with the Wheel of Fortune, and then, the month of May. And so again, or to, the 5th, the 8th, the 10th. All right. So just pay attention around love and relationships. Maybe even too, for some of you guys, you recognize that you've been holding people off. You've been jumping ship before things can get good within some of your relationships because of a loss that you endured before. Maybe because somebody walked away from you. So now, in terms of relationships, when I go to be in relationship with somebody, I bounce out before they can. When that might not even be the fucking case. That's just your trauma informing you and telling you, like, this loss, it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. So keeping people at arm's length and jumping ship before it gets really serious and before it gets really fucking good. And it's like, you're missing out on so fucking much. And listen too, within relationships, things are going to be good or shitty at any given point. Who's worth sticking around for? Everybody we're ever going to be in relationship with. Every single person is going to hurt us in some way, shape, or form. Who's worth talking it out over? Who's worth speaking on it to? Who is worth sitting down and figuring this out with, right? But first, you got to fucking let yourself. You have to let yourself. So maybe also too, for some of you guys, recognizing that we beat feet before, we allow something to get real and serious, and it's like, it's fucking our shit up and it's leaving us lonely and all by our fucking selves. You don't have to do this anymore, okay? Maybe it's time to get to therapy, my love, so we can deal with that loss and that issue so that we can be present and here and let people in. Shit, all right? Around other love and relationships. Yeah, I don't know. There's this feeling here for some of you guys, we're just recognizing that, like, maybe this person's hot and cold. You know what I mean? And it's just like, this person, especially if this is about somebody else, maybe you're asking about another person you're in relationship with. I would say that you need to give this person some fucking room until they can sit down and face themselves around some kind of loss that they've had in their life, or they're going to keep dipping out. And so are you going to waste 10 years of your life waiting for somebody or something that you don't even know is going to come the fuck back around, or that is going to do the work or sit down and face them? You're just going to... No. I had to do a feral yodel. Yay! No, baby. We're not doing that. You get to live your life, and if this thing is meant to be, they will come the fuck back around when they are ready to, and they're able to face themselves and heal. In the meantime, go out there and find what your wish fulfillment is. Go out there and find what your joy is, and make sure that you heal from this rejection and this loss and this sadness and this grief, so that you don't continue the same type of fuckery with your relationships going forward. So there's also a recognition here too that, like, we might be dealing with a difficult situation, and yes, that other person needs healing big time, but actually we do too. We fucking do too, okay? So sit down, do your fucking work so that you don't repeat the same mistake, hurt people in the same fucking way, so we don't repeat the same bullshit. You deserve to be free. Okay? You fucking do. Around work and career. Ooh, this kind of makes me mad. I feel like for some of you guys, we may have been let go of from a job that we worked long and hard at, that we thought we were going to be there for a while. Maybe they let us go and this has been a fucking betrayal. Okay? That's what it feels like to me. Just know that not only do I think that you can find better out there, I actually want to say this kind of acts like the tower in terms of that, okay, for me. Just because it feels like with the Wheel of Fortune, something's coming back around here. We can't avoid this. This is purpose. This is destiny and kind of fate calling us here. Something happens. And with the Five of Cups, it kicks us out, or there's a fight here that maybe breaks out. Maybe we say something we shouldn't have at work and we get fired for it. Even though we've been working there for 10 plus years, we put it on our time, energy, farts and everything into it. But baby doll, leaving and going towards your happiness has got a liberation feel to it. Okay? So for some of you guys, and especially if you guys have been fired from a job that you've been at for a while, you know, maybe for a mistake, you know, fighting and fuckery or whatever, just realize here that this was almost like the universe kicking your ass out of the nest. We never would have moved. We never would have done bigger and better had this not fucking happened. So take it as a sign and go find where your happiness and joy is now. Don't get stuck and lost in the what ifs or the behind me bullshit. You need to move forward is what this is saying. Now, for some of you guys, listen, maybe there's a project here that we thought we had to leave behind. We were devastated about it. This was something really fucking important to us. Baby doll, it is coming fucking back. Okay, especially with the Wheel of Fortune here. So for that way, this is a really positive sense. It just feels like something is coming the fuck back around here, okay? And again, look towards the month of October, maybe here around the 10th of a month, 10 days, 10 years. There's something on cycle, on something on repeat, all right? So maybe we just had to wait for the right timing, all right? To go back and pick this thing the fuck back up. This just feels really fucking good. Last thing I want to say around work and career, for some of you guys, you're feeling like it's time to go from a job. And I think that you're right, okay? There's chaos and fuckery here. There's just too much fucking bullshit. Maybe they have a high turnaround rate at this place. And we're starting to feel that now. Like, we gotta go. We gotta abandon. We gotta let go. We gotta move the fuck on towards a place that actually supports us and sees us. It's fucking time, okay? Around health and healing. So with the Five of Cups here, this really does tell me like it's time to go and sit down and like this guy's even moving towards, even though he's abandoning this stuff right here, he's moving towards the Five of Cups. We need to return or go back in time because again, he's moving towards the right. We need to go back in time. Okay, for some of us, we needed to get into therapy. The timing is right for us to go back in time and talk about some grief, some loss, some pain here that happened to us. Maybe around our childhood, maybe around the loss of a parent, maybe around the loss of a loved one in some way, shape, or form. This could even just be like a different, maybe we lost a job or we lost a relationship. We lost our favorite fucking Lumerian quartz crystal that we kept up in our titties. Okay? There's something here we fucking lost, all right? And so we need to return to the scene of the crime. And I know that sounds terrible, but listen, we got to go back to that space and place so that we can heal up and free ourselves. The timing is perfect. This is the end of a cycle with the 10 here, the Wheel of Fortune. So it's time to let go. It's time to move on. Maybe is there some level of forgiveness here for yourself or another that's being called upon, okay? For some of you guys too, there might be some kind of surgery. For some of you guys, there might be some kind of surgery that we're dealing with here. I feel like for some of you guys, there might be something having to do with like clogged arteries or there's a clogged something going on here. Clogged tear ducts. There's something's clogged and we're going to have to unclog it. So it's an artery, blood vessel, tear ducts, fart box, whatever the fuck's I said it. Whatever the fuck is clogged up here, we gotta get it. All right. So for some of you guys, we might be getting a colonoscopy, and we're real fucking sad about it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. No, thank you. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to laugh at you, but it's like, goddamn, sometimes these cards are so fucking funny. Or at least when I'm picking up on them, it's like, what the hell? I just feel like, again, here, it's like the timing, or maybe we're at that age where we need to do it and the timing is right. Maybe here we actually find something when we go to do some kind of exploratory surgery. We go to like unclog something. This is important and interesting. Again, with the call back or call to August, May, October, or again, we're looking at the 5th, the 8th, the 10th of a month. Okay. Or weeks, months, days. Anything else? Excuse me, around health and healing. And I know some people like to say like those burps are like spirit talk. It's not. It's me talking too much. And I'm swallowing so much air that I'm burping, okay? So if somebody on there is like, spirit confirmation, I burp. No, babe, you're talking your fucking face off. You got too much air in your belly, babes. Okay? There's that. Anything else this week? Guys, I would just say for anything else going on this week, like, just make sure you sit down and you face your fucking grief. It's making you lose out on opportunities or lose out on relationships or lose out on time periods that actually make sense. Maybe because you're afraid to move forward or you're afraid to let people close or you're afraid to do things. Or maybe we're working or we're around somebody we're having to deal with that this week. So just listen, use your best judgment. If you need to move away or let something go, then do so. But make sure that you're doing it because that's actually the best thing for you and not because you're scared. Okay? So sit down and fucking face your mental space, your emotional space, and just know that this is the right timing to sit down and do that fucking work. It will be successful or it will lead into a period of incredible success, happiness, destiny, fate. Beautiful things happening here, okay? All right. I hope to God that made sense. Let me know if this fucking made sense for you guys. All right. Jesus Christ, these cards this week. All right. Card pile number 3 is everybody, okay, this week. Card pile number 3, here's your beautiful cards. Your first one is the 3 of Cups. Your next one is a major arcana card, talking about major change, major evolution, major moving forward. You got the Hanged Man. And then finally, you got a court card. You got the Queen o' Cups. Let's fucking talk about it, okay? So you guys know, I love the 3 of Cups. This is my friendship card celebrating reconciliation. This is a great card. This is partying, celebrating, socializing. Like, it is time to party hardy, babes. We're also doing this with a group of people. We're having a good fucking time. Now, I do kind of traditionally see the 3 of Cups as like, look at these alcoholics. Okay. Anytime water's in the mix, we're going to be looking at drinking, maybe going to extremes here sometimes in terms of, the things that we do to escape emotionally. Sometimes we just celebrate to the fucking hilt, okay? And again, just be careful, card pile number 3, about Saturday, we got Venus square Jupiter. So that's going to have us going to extremes. Just make sure at that full moon. And when Venus hits Jupiter, we don't overdo it, okay? So if you're going to party, you're hanging out with friends this weekend, do the best you can to chill the fuck out, okay? Dance on a table if you want to, but please don't go home with the bartender. All right, thanks. With that being said, the 3 of Cups is also going to reference March here with the number 3, or the 3rd of a month, 3 weeks, 3 days. With Cups here, I'm looking at weeks and months, okay? And this is pretty fucking slow. But again, this is a really happy, beautiful, joy-filled card of celebration and happiness. So, and again, reconciliation if we've been in a period of not speaking to nobody. Then we got this major arcana card, y'all. We got the fucking Hanged Man. This is a difficult card. Just because there's the energy here is like maybe we feel like we're stagnant. I want to remind you, you're not fucking stagnant at all, actually. This is, you're being given a beautiful moment here to sit, reflect, look at something from a different fucking perspective so that we can get a better understanding on the situation and maybe move forward in the way that we actually make sense. Also, too, I love saying this. You guys are probably getting sick and tired of me making this joke, but I think it's the fucking funniest thing ever, and can't stop, won't stop. Do you identify as a salmon the fish? Good. No? Okay. Well, then you don't have to fight bears to go home. Okay? You don't have to go against the flow. You don't have to. I don't know why I think that's so funny, but there it is. You don't have to fight bears. You don't have to fight the flow to go fucking home. This is a card and a gentle reminder to go with the motherfucking flow. If you're getting no's, you're bashing your head into a wall, or you can't seem to find your way around something, stop for a second. Reassess. Look for a different avenue, a different way. If you're getting no's, stop for a second and look for where the fuck the yeses are. Please and thank you. No stagnation, no dragging your feet. We don't have time for that. sit down and do the thing, or do the work, or face the thing, or talk about the thing. Get a different perspective on it first before we do it. Also, too, with the Hanged Man, this is going to stand for the number 12. So I'm looking, there's a reference here, maybe back to the month of December. Also, too, the Hanged Man, 1 + 2 = 3. There's also going to be a reference to the month of March. That's now 2 references to the month of March with this card pile number 3. And you're also the card pile number 3. So again, March, 333. Especially if you've been seeing 333s, let this be a fucking sign. Okay. Or maybe around the 12th, 12 days, 12 weeks, you guys get the fucking jam. And then finally, with the Queen of Cups, this is a court card. This is some kind of energy that's showing up either through a person, and so, or it's the energy that we got to take on. This person is usually here to help or to fuck shit up. I found that usually with the Queen of Cups, it depends on the other cards around her, but she is very helpful. And she shows she portends an incredible omen of good things happening for us, coming towards us, really welcoming in a beautiful time. And also too, emotionally, we've got our emotions under control. We're not over emotional. We're not under emotional. We're not really showing our hand. We're keeping our emotions to ourselves, and we're working on things. We're taking care of stuff. We're looking out for our family. Okay. This is really around a person. This would traditionally be a female figure here, our age or older. With the Queen of Cups should be a water sign. So I'm looking towards, I'm looking at my Cancer, Pisces, Scorpios. They would have them in their top 3 placements. Innermost planets are heavy water placements within the chart. Family, home, and mamas, everything. This is the mama card. So also too, maybe wanting children, giving birth to children, protecting children. Kids are deeply important. But there is a strong element of protection because she's got lavender in front of her, in front of this card too, okay? So I think it's just a general reminder when the Queen of Wands shows up, if this is not about a person coming on the scene that, that sounds like, this is more about just knowing beautiful things are coming your way and it's protected. You got this, all right? Now, if we were looking for a yes or no this week, to me, this would actually be a yes. As long as we're not dragging our feet on something or we're trying to make something that's a no into a yes, then it's a yes. If we're trying to turn something that's a no into a yes, that's a hard no. You got other places you can, use that energy, honey. It ain't there. All right. No, thank you. Around love and relationships. This is very interesting this week. There might be an important male here because traditionally with the Hanged Man, it says it right in the title. It's a dude. Not always, but again, maybe somebody who's been dragging their feet. Is ready to come forward, a message of reconciliation, of friendship, maybe inviting you to go out to a party. Maybe we see them at a party. There's some kind of healing that happens here, especially if there's been a period of separation, not talking, not communicating. But again, this person would have been dragging their feet, not doing the thing, not moving, not talking. They would have been stagnant themselves, or just sitting. Maybe they've been sitting and thinking, trying to get a different perspective on something. Maybe we just haven't heard from them in a while, okay? But again, with the 3 of Cups here, I want to say, and again, maybe there's that callback to December with them in some way, shape, or form here. But with the 3 of Cups, maybe we're looking towards March. Remember, the Hanged Man, even though there was something happening in December, still broke down to the number 3. So again, maybe they're coming here around March or around the 3rd of a month. Just pay attention. With the Queen of Cups here, I would say that they see you, especially if you're a female here, they see you as either like the mother of their children, a very motherly figure. Maybe they're healing their mother wounds or mother healing issues through and with you. Maybe they feel safe and protected with you, but also maybe too, we were friends with the 3 of Cups here. Maybe they also want to celebrate something with you. And it could be like having this talk, communicating about things with cups, speaking about our emotions, okay? Maybe wanting things to be better again, reconciling in some way, shape, or form. With the Queen of Cups, this is the Queen of Hearts, man. So I just feel like maybe you've been in this person's heart, okay? And so maybe they're ready to talk about this in the month of March, around the 3rd of a month. They're done dragging their feet and they want to speak on the subject, okay? So sit down and just be receptive to when this person comes in. But maybe I would say too, just make sure if there's been some form of abuse, or someone's been god-awful to you, or welcoming them back in would be more disrespectful to you, don't fucking do it, okay? Let's get into that meaning here. Now, again, I would say that this would also speak about, maybe for some of you guys, if there's something really bad happened here, maybe you thought you were friends, and this person dragged their feet, or just literally, hung you out to fucking dry, then you gotta sit. Maybe there's something happening here where we're letting this go. Because if you notice, she's pouring out this cup of water in front of her, okay? Maybe we're letting go of the anger, the resentment. Maybe we're ready to forgive here in some way, shape, or form, but not ready to welcome them back in. Do you, boo. Do fucking you, okay? I don't care whether you're male or female in this. If that resonates for you, somebody hurt you so bad and you thought you were friends and they fucked your shit up, maybe there's something here where we're finally able to let go of this relationship and be fucking free. And I really hope you fucking celebrate that shit. I fucking mean it all the way down to my taint. Celebrate that shit, my loves, no later than March or in the 3rd of a month. Hang out with friends and let them know I fucking washed my hair clean of this fool. Yay! And I'm ready to fucking celebrate this shit. So go and fucking celebrate. For some of you guys here around love and relationships, ooh, we might be working maybe with some siblings here around what to do with a mother figure. Maybe mama here is having problems. If you notice, she's sitting in the chair, she's facing towards the future, towards the left for me, which is the future. That's how I personally read it. Maybe here we're thinking about what to do with mom and we all kind of feel like we don't know where to go or what to do. We feel kind of hung up on it. We're not really sure. We're going to need a different perspective. We're going to need somebody else to help or to talk to here. And we're going to have to work with others in order to get mom moved to someplace. Maybe mom's the one that is like dragging her fucking feet. Okay, maybe she's scared of getting her autonomy taken away, or she won't be able to do things like have freedom. So maybe making sure that she's not hung out to dry, making sure that, you know, like, hey, there's no reason to drag your feet. This place still gives you your freedom. You can drive, you can do whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? And it'll be a good time. You'll get to be with other people your age in community. Holy shit. Okay. So work with others or work with siblings, maybe work with family or family friends, people that mom will listen to. Okay. Okay. Some last thing I want to say around love and relationships this week. Some of you guys might be dealing with your children and we're trying to make a decision around maybe man with the Hanged Man here and with the Queen of Cups, the Three of Cups. Maybe we're deciding, I don't know, man, this feels kind of interesting to me. Okay, is this a weird thing? I feel like some of you guys are wondering whether or not you should take your kids on a cruise. Is that a fucking weird ass thing to say? Like, what the fuck am I picking up on? So some of you guys might be wondering, especially if you got 3 kids, 2 or 3 kids, should we take our kids on a cruise? Maybe we're dragging our feet around to this. Maybe you're feeling like, well, if I go, I'm going to be the only one taking care of them, especially if you're the female here. Okay, I'll be the only one taking care of them, so no. Okay, just make your best choice here. And maybe for some of you guys, like around our kids this week, maybe we're just dragging our feet on like where we're going to go or where I feel like my kids are safe, or just making sure, man, for some of you guys, maybe there's a father figure here that's dragging his feet, not doing the thing, not showing up, not doing what's necessary. And we got to make an important decision around this father figure in terms of the children. Okay. There's something rough going on with that. Just know here, I feel like, listen, you're the mama. So make the fucking decision. What's best for you guys in the family? You know best, especially if your partner or ex-partner here was nothing but a fucking hot mess express and this guy couldn't fucking do anything with the Hanged Man. Like, then we need to stop relying on this person. This person's not going to show up. He can't show up. He's unable to show up. It's his fucking problem. And it's going to be his loss. And he'll find that out when it's too fucking late, okay? So again, reference back to the month of December around that, and or we finally make a decision around the month of March. Maybe here too, the children decide to live with mom, okay? It does feel like this is a positive outcome for whomever is watching this. If that's the jam, either you're male or female, it doesn't fucking matter, okay? It's a positive outcome for you because even if you're a dude watching this and you're showing up as the Queen of Cups, you're mama and dad to these kids. Do you know what I'm saying? So take it as it resonates. All right. Around work and career. Listen, y'all, there might have been an important female here dragging her feet on a group project. I feel like that should start moving again come March. For whatever reason, maybe we tried to start back in December and it just didn't work, or we didn't have the things that we needed in order to make this thing happen. But it's on like Donkey Kong in March, babes. Yay! And again, this female here with the Queen of Cups, whoever's heading this up or is in charge of this should either get the funds, get the support, get the something here in order to make this thing titty shake to the bank, okay? For some of you guys, though, too, at a work situation, we're dealing with a female figure here that, again, like, it just feels like we keep getting no's. In March, try again. And maybe third time's a charm with some of you guys around this work situation, asking for a promotion, asking to work in a different department, whatever the fuck this is. I think that they're not going to be dragging their feet anymore in March. This feels like celebration. The promotion comes, we get what the fuck we need. And or she may have just not been able to do that for you at that point. Okay? Or maybe around the 12th of a month. Whatever happened here, we may have just not been able to do it. It was a closed door. We kept working, reworking stuff, and finally, in March, we're getting that yes. We found a new avenue. Well done, you guys. Well done for not giving the fuck up. Well done, okay? Anything else for work and career? I would just say for some of you guys this month, whether male or female, just make sure that we're going with the fucking flow in terms of work. If we keep getting no's, disregard it, move around it, or put it off into the side and like focus on something else. Maybe for some of you guys too, you've been working too fucking hard and like it's hard for me to get a different perspective or to think about things or to help myself here. And so this is just go out and have a good fucking time. Go chill for a minute. And then all of a sudden, blammy, the idea comes or the solution shows up or things just naturally work themselves out. Okay? So no more beating your head against a fucking brick wall. Go with the fucking flow. Sorry I'm yelling. I just get really intense sometimes, okay? I know you guys know. Around health and healing. Some of you guys, oh boy. Some of you guys were either dealing with a mother figure and we've got drinking or alcoholism here. Maybe we're dealing with an important female figure here that has alcoholism or drinking. Maybe mental health issues. We've been dragging our feet on what to do. Maybe she's been dragging her feet on getting the help and support. I feel like by March, we might actually be open and receptive to getting help and doing something about this. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. This feels like a big fucking deal to me. For some of you guys, you might be the one that's been dragging your feet around some mental health issues or drinking or drug issues or going to extremes here in order to fill the emotional hole that we have. Okay? Sit down and face your emotions. Maybe for some of you guys, there's some mama healing coming up. We got to sit down and face that relationship so we can heal that space, so we can show up more embodied, so we don't just hate females going forward and have no respect for them, especially if we are a female. Holy shit. There's something also too here, some of you guys, it doesn't really indicate it here, but I found it. Whenever we have issues with mama, we also have issues around money, okay? So just make sure, because value, babes. We don't value ourselves or think that we're worthy in some way, shape, or form. So just make sure we're sitting down, we're doing the mental health work, we're facing ourselves, we're no longer dragging our feet, we're facing our shit, and we're helping another female that we fucking love and adore to do the fucking work. Maybe also too for her, I don't know why I'm picking this up, but for her, the father may have been an alcoholic and this was passed on down the line. She's drinking too. There's mother and father issues, but maybe father kind of did the same thing and maybe it wasn't recognized at the time. But here in this generation, baby doll, you're an alcoholic that's just functioning. Doesn't mean it's good, you know? Again, with the reference here back to the month of December, but by March, it feels like we're ready to go here. We're ready to celebrate, try this again. Forgiveness, maybe here's a key element here for you guys around health and healing, okay? Guys. Okay, maybe the last thing around health and healing. There's a female here that's dragging her feet around having a third kid. Listen, girl, you're going to have that kid. I don't even know what you're dragging your feet around. It's going to happen, okay? If you don't want another kid, pay attention in March around the 3rd of a month, okay? For some of you guys, maybe we're thinking about in vitro, third time's a charm. For some of you guys, again, March is an indicator here. And or for some of you guys, gynecological stuff. Maybe they're taking 3 of your eggs and freezing them. Wow, that is the first time I ever saw that with that. That makes sense. Holy shit, with the hanged man. I love tarot. Fucking love tarot. Hopefully that makes sense for somebody. So they'll get 3 good eggs here and we're going to be freezing them so that you can become a mother whenever the fuck you're ready, okay? And again, maybe here to the 3rd or we're looking around the March, all right? Guys, for anything else this week, card pile number 3, you fucking got this. Don't bang your head against a wall. Don't keep trying to make a no into a yes. Find where the fucking yeses are and go with the goddamn flow. You're going to be celebrating in some way, shape, or form in March. So make sure that you're showing up, taking care of yourself, going with the flow, handling things, and especially facing yourself and dealing with any emotional issues. We've got to sit down and do the work, my loves, my darlings. Okay? And especially if you got kids in the mix, if you can't do it for yourself, do it for your fucking kids. God damn. They deserve to have their mama. All right? I'm proud of you guys. And especially if anybody here is facing any addiction issues this week, I'm deeply fucking proud of you. Continue to keep working on yourself. Trust yourself. Tune in. And just know the more that you do this, the more that you're also showing to others around you that it can be done. I believe in you and I believe in your happiness. Okay? Okay. All right, you guys, let me know if any and all of that made sense. Any and all feedback helps me to grow. I love you guys so much. And also, too, if you guys made it this far, I'm going to be offering with 2 other friends at the Twisted Trio, a tarot class that's coming up. And we're going to be doing it 4 Sundays in a row, I think. So it's going to be 4 classes. It's going to be incredible. Me and 2 other teachers. I'm ready to teach y'all the tarot, twisted style. Yay! So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. If you guys are interested, I'm going to be posting something up about it this week. So you guys can sign up, hop up in there, do the damn thing. And spend some fucking time with me, okay? Okay. All right, you guys, I love you. Let me know if your piles resonated for you, and I will talk with you guys soon. Bye.